Hi guys, this is George back here with another video and welcome to the 5th episode here working in Enchanted Land in Planet Coaster, where today you're going to see quite a lot of changes come into this park. So as you can see here, I'm working on the station building for the scenic railway that I built in the last episode, and you can see here that I change a couple of things. I start building things and then I change things up a bit, and you'll see that come a little bit in this episode. It's not amazing by the end because it's a bit wonky. However, there's not really anything I can do about that due to just the way building works in Planet Coaster. I did try to sort it out, but either way, it was going to be wonky no matter what I did. So I did have to change it. I did have to just keep it like that, unfortunately. However, I left it in the least obvious way of looking wonky, in my opinion. You can see there that you can see the walls sticking out of the edge of the station there, and that isn't on the other side. And you can also see a bit of a gap between the station and the wall there as well. However, yeah, I couldn't really do anything about that. So, unfortunately, I did just have to deal with it, and I wasn't best pleased about it. But it's not like I can do anything else. You can see I've removed the columns there as well because I'm trying to sort the building out and make it a little bit less wonky. However, yeah, there's not really anything I can do about it, so I just end up sticking with it. Yeah, it's a very simple design, this station for the scenic rail. Of course, this coaster would have probably been one of the first rides in this park. You're probably looking at around the 1930s, maybe even the 1920s, that this would have opened. So I wanted to go with a very simple design, not really any theming, just a very basic open wall station for this very classic roller coaster. You can see there, that's another thing that annoyed me about the station, that I couldn't stick the walls just a little, the roof a little bit further on, so I had to move the columns a little bit further forward. That was something else. But luckily, you're not going to see the back of the station building, so that's not too big of a deal. You can see now I'm working on a sign here. Originally, this was going to go on the roof of the station. However, the station building was too small for that. So I ended up I put it on some rocks and then I made a bit of a pond around it as well. And then you'll see lots of landscaping going in this episode, lots of trees and plants. And you'll also see another ride going in this episode. I do put in another flat ride. There you go. You can see that the sign's a bit big there. So I'm trying to make it a little bit smaller there so I can fit it on the roof. However, it's still a bit big there. So then I decided, you know what, I'm just going to put it in front of the ride over here. So here we go. You can see me getting the rocks now and starting to place them. And then I put the sign on top of the rocks, which you'll see shortly. You can see me just placing the rocks there, getting an idea for how big I need to make it. I end up making it a bit too big, so I delete a few rocks and then I put the pond in around. And I'm really happy with the end result. I think it looks quite good. But yeah, as I was saying earlier, another flat ride is also coming in this episode, and some more facilities as well as coming in as well. A staff room goes in, and also a toilet later on in this episode. I think first aid goes in as well, actually. So there we go. Quite a lot has happened in this episode, and you're going to see a lot of developments occur in this park all ready for the next episode. So in the next episode, I'm going to be building an arrow suspended coaster. Another roller coaster is going to be getting added to this park. I haven't built an arrow suspended coaster for a long time, except in a kind of mock-up world where I kind of go in and I practice building roller coasters before I build the episode. So normally when I go into building a roller coaster in an episode, I would have already designed one in a park off camera, and then I would have designed two or three and got an idea for what I want to do and design them with different layouts, and then I'll decide which bits are my favorite of each ride, and then I'll kind of merge them together, and that'll give me an idea of what to do in the video. And then sometimes I'll make a few little tweaks to it, and I'll have photos up when I'm making the videos of the other coaster that I built, so I can look at the layout and try and get an idea of what I want to do. Or sometimes I make changes. I know with the Wild Mouse, I actually extended it a little bit from when I designed it off camera. And this scenic railway is actually very different to the ones I did off camera. I designed, I think, three scenic railways in that park off camera, and there's definitely similarities between them all, but there's also some differences as well. Some of them I designed with one lift hill, some I designed with two. Some of the ones with two lift hills, there were some elements that I didn't really like, and some kind of just loads of turns that didn't really make a lot of sense that I didn't really like. So yeah, I kind of merged all of my favorite parts of each one together to create what is probably my favorite scenic railway that I have designed out of all the ones that I have designed. But yeah, the Arrow suspended coaster, I have got an idea what I want to do for that. Of course, if you haven't seen one of those coasters before, Vampire at Chessington's an Arrow suspended coaster. As much as it doesn't operate with the original Arrow trains, it actually has trains that were made by Vekoma. It is still a classic Arrow suspended coaster that used to operate with those Arrow trains. You've got more out there as well, such as Iron Dragon at Cedar Point. There's one at Canada's Wonderland, Kings Island. There's a few of them out there, and I'm mainly going to be looking at the one at Kings Island and Canada's Wonderland for inspiration with this one. And yeah, this is one I have made a design for. I only made one of them, and I realised, you know what, I really like this layout, so I'm going to try and stick with that layout. Maybe I'll extend it a little bit. I'll probably extend it a bit more, see if I can kind of manage the speed a bit better because it was a very short one that I designed. I do really like the layout, however, it was over quite quickly, and I would like to try and make it so it carries the speed a bit better because by the time it got to the end, it was going really slow. So hopefully, I can try and make it so it carries the speed a bit better on this one and make it a bit longer. But yeah, as you can see, lots of trees going in now. The water's in, and there's some fountain effects there as well. Yeah, I'm really happy with the way this area looks. It blends into the rest of the park really well, and I just really like the look of this area. This is probably my favourite section of the park that I've made so far, to be honest. And the flat ride is going to be going to the left of where this plaza is for the scenic railway, and you'll see that going in shortly. You can see the queue going in now as well. I made a little bit of a change there. I wanted to kind of keep it a bit closer to the station, and you can see me going around there. Then I'll come through it. There we go. That's where the gap goes. You'll see the entrance going in a minute as well. I do like a proper entrance sign with this one. I really like the entrance sign with this one actually. It's really cool. It came as part of the vintage pack and I do really like it. So you'll see that coming in soon. So there we go. Yeah, the Arrow suspended coaster. Looking forward to building that. The third coaster to come into this park. We've been building a lot of coasters so far. In fact, it's every other episode has been building a coaster. We started off doing the entrance, then we did the Wild Mouse, then we did some theming and flat rides. Then the Scenic Railway is built, and now we've got this one theming the Scenic Railway and doing some other park improvements. And then in the next episode, we're going to be doing this Arrow suspended coaster. And then it's going to be a little bit of a gap from coasters for a while because I'm going to be building some other rides that aren't just coasters. There's going to be a few different rides coming soon. We're going to be doing a log flume, like a classic Arrow style log flume in this park, and also a ghost train is going to be coming up soon as well. Before we go into a couple more coasters, I have added some more rides into this park since for the original plan. The original plan was to have four coasters in this park. However, I have changed my mind with that, and I have decided to add a few more in. I won't talk about them yet. However, you will see them get built within the next few episodes. And yeah, the episodes are getting released every couple of weeks. The first episode went. Oh, I've been filming these episodes really quickly. The first episode was uploaded about a week and a half ago, as of recording this. So yeah, as you can see, I've been recording quite a lot of them in quite a short amount of time. However, it's getting to that point now where I'm not going to have a lot of time to record Planet Coaster because I've got a lot coming up within these next couple of months. Of course, visiting theme parks, that is the priority with summer. Going to the actual theme parks rather than playing Planet Coaster. You can see here I made a bit of a change with these plants because I didn't like how they were all facing the same way. Normally with plants like this and all these bushes and flowers and stuff, you can't really tell if they're facing the same way. However, with those ones you could, and it kind of annoyed me that they were all facing the same way. So I decided to change them around and move them a bit. But yeah, visiting theme parks in the summer is, of course, that is what that's my passion. Theme parks are my passion, and visiting theme parks are more important to me than playing Planet Coaster. As much as I do love Planet Coaster and it's great to do in the winter, in the summer I do want to get out to the real theme parks. So of course that is going to be happening, and we've got a trip to Florida coming up in the next couple months, and I'm also going to be very busy off camera as well, not just doing theme park related stuff. I've got a lot going on within these next couple months in my personal life as well. So yeah, I'm not going to be recording much Planet Coaster for the next few weeks. So I have got a few episodes that I'll be able to upload while I'm not recording as many episodes. So yeah, I don't know how many episodes I would have recorded by the time this episode goes up because I think I recorded 4 episodes before I uploaded the first one. It might have been 3, but yeah, so I recorded quite a few episodes before I actually uploaded the first one. So yeah, these are a little bit kind of getting uploaded quite a bit later than I'm filming them. There we go. You can see more plant life going in now. Lots of different flowers going in the queue line for scenic railway. I'm really happy with how this looks. It's very colourful, lots of greenery, and then lots of other different colours from the flowers as well. And then of course we've got the mix of trees going in there. The trees aren't done, by the way. There is going to be another. I'm sticking with the same style with the trees I have done with the rest of the park. There's 3 different types of trees that I've been using so far in this park. So you will see some of those other ones coming. There you go. You can see them coming in now. Spreading them around a bit just to make it a little bit different and a little bit more exciting, really, because of course they're very. The other 2 types of trees are very similar. They're just a different colour. But with these ones, there's something completely different. So I really like the look of them next to those other ones. Here we go. So you can see them going in, and shortly, I can't remember if I do the next ride or the buildings first. I think I put in the other ride, and then I go and do the buildings, and then I landscape around the other ride. There's not loads of landscaping around that flat ride. I kind of stuck with one style with that. You'll see with the rest of the park, I've added in quite a lot of different flowers all next to each other, but I decided to stick with the same ones around this ride. As you can see, there it is going in. We've got a chair swing going in, and the entrance going in there, and the exit path. And then you're about to see a lot of kind of bushes and rose bushes coming into this section. Yeah, as I said, I've been sticking with the same ones for this area rather than doing lots of different ones. Here we go. You can see some of the facilities going in now. So we've got a toilet block going in there, and you're about to see the building go up for that. Here we go. Yeah, you can see a bit of a gap there, so I do change that in a minute. There we go. That's just being changed up now. There we go. There's the shell of the building going in. I need to find more designs for these, but I do something a little bit different with this building than the other ones that I've done so far, because most of the ones I've done so far I've just stuck those posters on. However, this one I didn't actually do that, which I was quite impressed with. But yeah, I would like to try and get a bit more inspiration with building vintage style buildings in this park, because I feel like they're all quite similar to each other. I think I want to do something a little bit different next time. Here we go. You can see some arches going on the roof there. There we go. There's the first one, and then bring the second one in, evening that out there. There we go. And then we got another one going in there as well, just at the back. Even though you're not really going to see the back of this building, I still added it in just in case. There we go. Oh no, I think I do add posters. Yeah, I do add posters on this building. Actually, I've just remembered because I was just thinking about putting the lights on. I was trying to find something else, and then I'm like, you know what, I'm just going to put a poster on. I can't remember. I think the other building doesn't have a poster on though. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, this one definitely does. As you can see, they've just gone in. And now we've got some lights going onto them. Sticking with my same design as I've done all throughout the rest of the park. They do look really good though. Those vintage posters look great. I just feel like I'm really going to overuse them, and I'm a little bit worried about that they're just going to be kind of too common around the park. There we go. Right. Oh, you can see here now that I try and get another. I try and put my staff room inside this building. However, it's a bit late by that point because I've already done the shell. So I just think, you know what, I'm just going to do another building now, which is exactly what I do. You can see that there, and then I've decided to move it so it's a bit more hidden from kind of guest view. You can see the first aid going in there, and then that one, the staff room, is towards the side of the building there as well. So yeah, we've got a first aid gone in, a staff block, and also a new toilet block as well. I'll put an information booth in at some point as well. There's definitely more facilities I want to put in. There's ATMs. I want to make sure I put some of them in. An information booth. I'd quite like to have some gift shops as well around here. Not too sure about these signs, to be honest. I feel like they might be a bit too modern for the kind of vibe I'm going for with this park. However, I still did decide to keep them in because there's not really a kind of more vintage looking sign for them. However, I was thinking maybe with that maybe that would have been something that would have been added later to kind of keep up with the modern times. Of course, with all of these different amusement parks, they do adapt to modern times. So as much as they are vintage amusement parks, something like Tivoli Gardens, that's a park I've referenced a lot during this series. Tivoli Gardens, you've got a mix of old rides there. You've got a roller coaster there that opened in 1914, and then you've also got a big, well, I say big, it's actually quite a small B&M coaster, but a modern B&M coaster in the same park as a 1914 scenic railway. And with that scenic railway, the theming on it wasn't added when the ride opened. That was added later on during its life to keep up with the modern times and, of course, make it look a bit better. As you can see, we've got some windows going in there. I do actually change these because I don't like the look of the shutters with the balcony or the kind of fence that I'm putting in front of it, so I do change them. These are actually Wild West style buildings that I use here. However, they don't have to be used for what uh, kind of pack they come in or what category they fit into. Scenery pack. You got the light arches there and the stage as well. Of course, you got the stage with all of the musicians on there as well. Yeah, I really like that. That looks really good sat there. More trees going in here, just filling in some of these empty spaces. There is still an empty space on the other side of the park. That's going to be getting sorted out in a few episodes' time. I have got a plan for what I want to do for each episode in this series, and it's not going to be for a little bit that I build something on that empty plot of land towards the other side of the park. However, it will come eventually. There we go, more trees going into behind the stage there in the other buildings. And then you'll see some of the other ones come in as well in a minute. Here we go. I was just trying to make it so there's a bit of a variation rather than kind of a pattern with these trees. I didn't want it to look like they had been designed to be like a pattern. I wanted it to look like as if these trees would have been here before the park and they've built the park around the trees. Here we go, we've got some plant life coming in here now. Lots of flowers going in there, going with a bit of a pattern with this one though, as you can see. And then I do a similar thing here. Here we go. So yeah, as you can see, lots has already changed so far in this episode. The park's looking a lot bigger by this point and a lot more kind of full. There were a lot of empty spaces before. However, that is not really the case by the end of this episode, and already by this point in the episode, there's only one big, well, there's two big empty spaces, but one of those big empty spaces I'll sort out later on in the episode, and that's just by where the chair swing is. There we go, more plants going in there, as you can see. And there we go. Now, moving over to the chair swing, as you can see, lots of rose bushes going in and then filling in all those gaps with just other bushes, sticking with the same kind of design around this area with the same plants. There's only these two different types of plants that you're going to see around by this chair swing, but then around the back of the chair swing I do add a couple of different plants around there. There we go. Oh, you can see one got put in the wrong place there, so deleting that. There we go. I was looking at that section of the park to get kind of some inspiration for this area now, for what I wanted to do. Here we go, more trees going in around the queue line. Lots of landscaping in this episode, but it does look a lot more complete once all of the landscaping is in. It's not the most exciting thing to do in Planet Coaster. However, it does really add a lot to the park. And with my last series in Planet Coaster, Adventure Springs Resort, I feel like there wasn't enough trees. So I wanted to make sure that that wasn't going to be a problem in this series, and it definitely isn't. There's a lot of trees in this park. Here we go, you can see some more plants going around the ride there. I haven't even got it testing yet. You'll see that I get that testing a little bit later in the episode. not got too much longer to go now. This is about an hour and a half's worth of work that you're seeing sped up into about 20 minutes. There we go, we've got some more bushes going around there, and then the trees are going to be coming in shortly. As you can see, that by that building there, that's one of the big empty spaces that I do cover up in a minute. There's still landscaping for me to do around the scenic railway. However, I'm going to do that off camera because it's probably just going to be me placing loads of trees. And I feel like it's going to take quite a long time and not really achieve anything for in the video. So I'll do that off camera. I don't know when. Maybe I'll probably do that before the next episode. So yeah, the Arrow suspended coaster, that's going to be going kind of behind the Wild Mouse coaster. That's going to be kind of the point of the park where it's going to be like that central ride. It's going to be the ride in the center of the park. As you can see, just behind where those trees are and the Wild Mouse, that's where the Arrow suspended coaster is going to be built. Here you go, you can see me covering up that big empty space there now, putting lots of trees in. Yeah, that's been like that for a while now, actually. I can't remember that building there is kind of a bit of an arcade. I can't remember which episode I built that. I think that was the last episode, not the last episode. I think that was episode 3. I put that in. So that space has been sitting there for a while, waiting for me to do something with it. And finally, that has now happened. Oh, I put a tree right next to one of the other ones there. Move that quite quickly, just to kind of spread them out a little bit more. And there we go. That is now pretty much the end of this episode here. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure to follow me on Instagram at George Kelly, follow me on Twitter at George Kelly, and check out my other YouTube channel at George Kelly. Thank you very much for watching. Stay safe, everyone, and I will see you all later. Bye.